Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here in WILK. 10:36 in the morning as we continue the conversation with the Lakeland Chiefs track and field team. Head coach Art Davis in here with us on the boys' side. And Art, welcome in.
Thanks for having us today, John.
Well, always great to see you guys and, of course, see some of these familiar faces year after year and getting a little bit older, a little more experience, but still you're getting some great results out of this group, Art.
Yeah, we had a little bit of adversity this year with some injuries, but the guys have been pulling through and working together and just doing a little bit of things outside of their wheelhouse to try and make sure we get the wins.
And those injuries really creep up in track and field. Of course, we're just talking with Carbondale's Jason Jablanowski. He gets a couple extra days with a hammy injury. How will that affect you guys? A little more rest and maybe just kind of perfect a thing or two, on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, that rest is going to be important for us. We have a couple guys that could actually use it a little bit. But as we're getting ready for championships, we're in pretty good shape, and we just lighten the load a little bit when we go in to make sure we get our best efforts. And
maybe a little more rest needed in the Lackawanna League. You guys doing the championships. You guys had other events going on where you're on a big stage, so it kind of that downtime will help the Wyoming Valley Conference maybe just having some regular meets.
Yeah, for us it was a good thing, though, because of the injuries. We got to see some of the guys coming back for the first time in the Jordan relays, adjusted our lineup a little bit for the Spagna meet, and then went back and adjusted it again coming up in the districts here.
Of course, the Jordans and then the Spagnas going back-to-back week after week, and now we get ready for the championships. Coach, tell us a little bit about Cy Babkinek. We'll be talking with him in a moment, but tell us about his efforts this year.
Cy's been one of the top sprinters in the league this year. He has a lot of range. He could go up to the 800. He could probably run the mile if I asked him. But right now he's been running some state qualifying times just in dual meets and in some of the invitationals we went to. So hopefully he could hit those times, especially with District 2 moving the district meet over to Wednesday with a little bit better weather there. He's going to have a better opportunity.
All right, let's welcome in Cy Babkinek here on the John Mendola Show. And Cy, pretty good 400. Last week, talk about feeling those events, and we'll get to some of the other events you do as well. But let's first talk about the 400 in the Spagnas.
The 400, I had to warm up pretty good after running my 100 after prelims and finals. Just trying to not do too much to where I could get injured, just like a lot of little striders before. Try to get some block work in if I could.
And, of course, competition going against some other guys and the bigger school guys as well. So talk about what lane you were in and how the race actually folded out.
I was in lane 4. I was the top seed. For the first 200, I was just trying to chase out, trying to catch the guy in lane 5, try to run up the stagger a little bit, and make my move at the 200.
And over in the 100, you got second place. Talk a little bit about how that race went.
I didn't really warm up too well, and I didn't get a good block start. I think my time could have been a little faster. But overall, getting second, I was happy with the team scores. And
some great speed all around, that's for sure, and great competition. Talk about getting in there and that nervous part, and when you get into track and field, it's a little different than everything else. So talk about that feeling that you get and being able to compete against some of the top-level guys here in our area. And then, you hope you take it to that next level, and you have at state. So you probably have some good experience on a lot of these fellas.
Yeah, the Lackawanna Conference, there's a lot of good athletes. I think what's really important for the sprints is you just try to keep calm and just run your own race, because in the end you're in your own lanes. You just got to do what you got to do. Don't worry about what anyone else is going to be doing.
You go through football season, talk about the difference in the challenges of injuries from football over to track and field. A lot of little nicks and things you get in football, but boy, track and field, there's different parts of your body that hurt too.
Yeah, for the track, it's definitely a lot of quads and hamstrings. For football, you're moving in all different directions. Track, you're pushing yourself forward at one really full speed. Football is all different speeds and cuts and stuff like that.
And how about your 4x1 team? Your 4x4 team. Talk about that.
We ran a pretty good time down at Spagna's. We got the lead early, and we just kept it. It was a good race we ran.
All right, Cy, we'll continue good health your way, and, of course, good performances as well, too.
Thank you, John.
All right, Cy Babkinek from Lakeland. Art Davis back with us, the head coach, as we talk with Matt Pidgeon coming up. And, Art, tell us a little bit about Matt's efforts this year.
Well, Matt has also been one of those guys that's jumping around from event to event, again, running anything from the 100 to the 800 for us. We were looking at some things at Spagna, see if he was going to run the 800 or the 400. We decided to run him in the 4 and the 2 here coming up at districts. He's a guy that has split under 51 on that 4x4. He has a gold medal from states last year as the 4th guy on that 4x4 team. And hopefully we're going to be able to return. We have to clean up the handoffs, obviously, and we need to make sure that these other guys get out fast and hold that lead if Matt could get it for us on that first leg.
All right, let's welcome in Matt Pigeon here on the John Mendola Show. And Matt, let's talk first about your health. Where you at with that and deep into the track and field season?
I'm pretty healthy at this point in the season. It was middle of the season, my body was getting pretty tired, but we've been lightening the load towards the end of the season, so I'm doing pretty well now towards districts.
And talk about looking forward to districts and those events that Coach mentioned that you're going to be competing in. Where do you think you're going to fall?
Well, I'm really excited for districts. We decided yesterday what I was going to run. We were jumping around all year to deciding what I was going to run, and I'm basically in some of the same events as Cy, so I'm hoping to while Cy takes care of his business, I'm hoping I could pick up some crucial points for the team as well.
And then as far as overall with that 4x4, talk about that feeling that you guys had last year and where you're at this year.
Well, certainly when you win gold at states, you want to continue that success, and it's a great feeling at states. So we're trying to we have that same drive to get back there and do it again. So we're hitting pretty good times now. We have a lot of things to clean up, and we've been doing different things each meet, seeing what'll get us the best times. And I think we're going to be prepared for districts to drop a good time.
Matt, mention some of the other guys maybe that aren't here today that have had a nice season there at Lakeland, or some of the younger guys that you try to give some good influences to there for the Chiefs as well.
Well, certainly since we lost a lot of talent from last year, we need a lot of kids to step up, and I think a lot of younger kids have really stepped up to the plate. Noah Chupp, Tom Pigeon in the 800s, and then also Logan Bednash, Frazier, two also of the older kids have really taking care of business, as well as Tyler Schwartztraber in the hurdles and sprints. So I think a lot of kids are really stepping up to pick up points where we lost a lot of talent from last year.
Great tradition at Lakeland with track and field. You guys just trying to etch your name kind of in there, saying, we're going to continue that tradition. But overall, talk about the camaraderie you have of the guys, the girls there at Lakeland. It's definitely a sport that everybody recognizes, all around the area.
Oh, it's awesome at Lakeland. It's only my second year because I was only at the school for 2 years, and just in the 2 years with the program, it's been an honor. Honestly, it's probably my favorite part of Lakeland. It's really a family we grind together, we work hard together, go through pain and adversity together. It's a fun time at Lakeland.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job, Matt. Continued success for you, and we wish you well at the district meet next week.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Pigeon from the Lakeland Chiefs track and field team here on the John Mendola Show. We still got a couple of fellas to talk to. We'll get to them coming up here. As we take a break, we'll head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Garth Estat. Break like a good neighbor. Garth Estat is there. We'll be back here in WILK. Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here in WILK. It's 10:48. Let's continue the conversation as we talk Lakeland track and field. On the guys' side, Art Davis. So, Art, let's talk about Logan Bednash, who's with us today.
Logan's one of those guys I referred to earlier. He had an injury at the icebreaker relays. He went down in the 300 hurdles, broke his elbow, had a concussion, was out a few weeks. Just got back, started running some nice times here, and again, getting over that fear going over the hurdles again. That's a tough thing, especially with the weighted hurdles coming up at districts.
All right, let's welcome in Logan Bednash right now on the show. And Logan, welcome in.
Hey, thanks.
You like the way Coach just kind of went over that really quickly, fell, broke his elbow, had a concussion and stuff.
Yeah.
He's back. So talk about being you, what that whole experience was like.
Really, it was hard in the beginning. Going down and having to watch everybody run the races, and I couldn't go and contribute to winning those. But really, as a team, I honestly wouldn't have been able to come through it without the team. They really pulled me through everything, and honestly, without them, I wouldn't have the willpower to come back to the track. Yeah,
of course, fighting back through the injury, I'm sure you're just thinking, hey, I just want to get healthy, let alone being back in the track and the field. Did you have a hard time kind of sitting still? Did you want to get back after it?
Yeah, my doctor told me multiple times not to go and run across the field and cheer everybody on, but I couldn't just go and stand there and not say anything. So I'd run across the field, cheer everybody on, be running with them when I was supposed to be sitting down and minding my own business.
I think Matt hit on that special feeling with this group of guys or girls there at Lakeland as far as being a part of a team. What's it like for you, the whole experience, to just say, hey, I'm a Chief?
It's amazing. Like Matt said, we're like a family, It's an awesome feeling, and I'm honored. I've been doing it since 7th grade, but still to be part of this legacy, it's a good feeling.
What do you think next week for yourself with the District 2 Championships? Where are you going to be competing?
300s and the 4x4. With the 300 hurdles, I'm a little skeptical because of the whole injury and everything like that. But I'm excited to get out there and run against these top guys because they push me. I look up to them. I know a lot of teammates do too. So it'll be fun with that.
All right. Well, we wish you that full healthiness, so to speak, Logan. And thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right. Continuing the conversation, Coach Davis, tell us about Tommy Heller.
Tommy Heller has been one of the guys in the field here. Just come on recently in the pole vault. He had a little bit of trouble, especially everybody probably did with the weather that we had earlier in the season. The pads didn't come out till real late after all that snow, and he just started coming around. He was at around 9.6 before the Spagna meet. At the Spagna meet, he went 11 foot, and he ran out of pole at 11.6. He had an 11.6 pole. And he hadn't missed going into 11.6. So we have a bigger pole in his hands this week. Hopefully he's going to get up around that 13 range.
All right, sounds good. Let's welcome in Logan Heller here on the John Mendola Show. And Logan, let's talk a little bit about Tommy Heller. I've been mixing up names. Tommy, tell us a little bit about that pole vault and what you're doing there.
It just kind of snapped recently. About 2 weeks ago, I was only clearing like 8.6, 9.6. And with the help of Coach Isaac, one of the best pole vaulters, he assisted me to be able to spring up, and once it all clicked, I was able to get 11 foot at the Spagna meet.
Well, you're hoping, as Coach said, get a little bigger pole and get where you belong there. Tommy, talk a little bit about the work that goes into pole vaulting, the fear factor, all that stuff.
It's a lot of technique. There's a bunch of little pieces. When I'm practicing, I always get one piece right, and then I'll get one piece wrong, and then I have to connect the dots and get them all right together to be able to jump a good jump.
Yeah, a lot of dynamics there with the pole vault. What are you hoping you could do? What do you think's in you?
I'm really hoping, with the new pole, I believe I could probably get in the 12s, maybe reach the 13s.
All right, well, one step at a time, hit those 12s, and then the rest will be icing, and hopefully you get yourself a district medal and maybe move on from there. So we wish you well, Tommy. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, Tommy Heller, a pole vaulter there for the Lakeland Chiefs. And again, we're talking track and field. The District 2 Championships for AA is on Wednesday. AAA goes Tuesday. We're going to come back, and we're going to try to talk with Pete Egbert, the head baseball coach at Misericordia University, as they won last night against Kings. They're going to play today. In theory, I'm not sure if they're going to get it in, but we'll talk with Coach Egbert coming up. It is 10:52 here at WILK. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Garth Estat. Break like a good neighbor. Garth Estat is there. We'll be back here in WILK.